Hey, tervetuloa. Welcome to this episode of Startup at the Finnish with me, Mark Wiltshire, where I speak with entrepreneurs in Finland to inspire entrepreneurs in Finland, hearing their stories, learning their tips, avoiding their missteps, and celebrating their progress. And in this episode, we're joined by Belkys. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Please take a moment just to introduce yourself and your business a little bit more.
Okay, my name is Belkys Barrios. I am from Honduras. I've been living in Finland around 6 or 7 years now. I graduated from university from Applied Science Seinäjoki, international business. But my degree doesn't apply too much, but I am dedicating myself now. Applies a little bit. It's about, I am a fitness instructor, fitness training. I specialize more in working with women's health. My approach basically is to help women to achieve a sustainable lifestyle without restrictions, without punishment, and no guilt. It's more about building habits that would help them in the long run. I've been doing this now, I have to say, the fitness part of it 5 years now. My services are virtual and also in person. In person, I give also fitness group sessions, cardio, Zumba, HIIT, everything that I can make you sweat, I do it. And basically that is, I am a fitness instructor.
Okay, interesting. We've got a few things to come back to there. First of all, tell a little bit about the story of why and how you came to move to Finland. I think it's the question that foreigners in Finland always ask each other, like, "Oh, how did you come to be here?"
Love made me come.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Love. I met my husband, my boyfriend at that time, now husband. He was going to Honduras. He works for Wärtsilä, stole a power panel there. Meet him, we start chatting, we have connection, and then from there we have a history. We've been together now like 10 years now. And that's the reason I'm here in Finland, because of him.
And I think we met maybe 6 years ago or so.
Yes. Actually, I was new here when I met you.
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
You were studying, and I always remember you said to me that you were suffering huge culture shock.
So,
when did that end? Did it end yet?
I think it ended when I started to accept that how the culture is. When I stopped pushing myself. What I mean by that, when I stopped like basically being so negative about it and just embracing and accept it. That's when it stopped it. And that took me like, I think 3 years.
Okay.
And that's 3 years more or less to really get adapted and understand and not take it so personal. It's part of the culture.
When you moved over here, did you start studying at Seinäjoki straight away, or were you here, I don't know, as a spouse or partner before you then decided to study?
I think I started straight away.
Right. Okay.
I'm very hyper. I need to start doing things. I cannot stay in one spot all the time. So I realized that my degree or my certifications back home doesn't have too much weight due to the fact that it's from Honduras. So I said, okay, I have to build up that aspect. So my husband mentioned Seinäjoki, and we started the procurement. Basically, 1 month or September I started. I arrived and then I started in Seinäjoki.
Right.
And from there, it's opened my eyes to another world, basically.
Did you get any other kind of integration support at that time when you first arrived?
I think I was involved most in many groups in Seinäjoki. So that helped me a lot to really get into the cultural aspect and not get it so isolate. So in Sam has a lot of students things. So I more or less get involved myself there. And besides that, I think outside of Sam, I think I met you also. I went to you, if I remember well, and you gave me some advice, and we were talking. And from there, also for Into, and I like move around a little bit.
But this is interesting. This is not a wise podcast, but you know, the people we're speaking to, many of them I've known for some years, and they know what we're doing with Wise. But when I met you was before that. So I was working in export, and it was these kind of connections where people were coming to me saying, hey, someone told me to contact you.
Yeah.
Can you help me with
Something
this
like
or that? You know, whatever it might be.
Something like
work or introductions or whatever. That was my inspiration that led me to being involved in forming Wise with Paul and Juliana and the others. But I'm thinking back, there probably wasn't so much external support then for somebody in your situation.
No. I have to say that before was, I will have to say Seinäjoki has evolved. Mm-hmm. Cultural speaking, international integration, I have been seeing a huge evolvement. I feel that people are more open, super open than before. And I'm very happy and excited about it. Despite the fact that I don't know too much the language, and I'm still working on it. No
We're
pressure.
all still working on it. I think there are some Finns who are still working on it.
I'm still level 1, actually. I haven't passed that level. But even though I don't speak too much the language, I noticed that people are starting wanted to talk to me, wanted to speak to me. Even they try their best. And especially since I've become a fitness instructor, fitness training, I've been seeing the acceptance more. Yeah, language can be a little bit tricky, but they still support me, and I'm very happy about that.
There's an opportunity for you to learn the Finnish you need to do your job to start with. That's a way to pick up a little bit more. So what was your journey to becoming yrittäjä? You studied international business. Mm-hmm. You even then you had this interest in giving dance classes, Zumba and things like that. So why did you want to become an entrepreneur in Seinäjoki or in Finland?
I want to be my own boss. I think I have some issues with authority. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I have issues with authority. So I really wanted to build something that it's on my pace, where my values are there, the way how I work. Everything has to reflect in my business. So I decided, why not just try it? And also the fact that by the time that I came to Finland, it was a little bit difficult for me to find a job. Mm-hmm. So I need to figure out how I can get some money on it. So the best way without language that you can get some kind of income is fitness instructions that I find out. And I also saw the market that was in need for something different at that time. So I decided, okay, I will take my certifications, I will take all the certification study, and I will offer these services. And it took a time, but now it's very solid.
So did you have qualifications from home in Honduras?
I did have, but I wanted to update it and be it based on Finland. I feel that Finland is another level when it comes to education.
Finland definitely perceives its own qualifications as being a level above.
Yes.
So you can come here as a qualified doctor or electrician. You still have to prove what you can do to get the qualifications.
So I did that. Yeah. I did my Zumba instruction that I noticed that it's a good thing here. I went to Tampere or Turku to get my qualification, and then I did my personal trainer qualification. I did it virtually through a Nordic training. It's a educational system from Ireland, but they're also partnership with international database of personal trainer in the whole Europe. So it's a qualification that is acceptable in whole Europe.
Yeah.
So yes, after that, I study, read, and trying to inform myself to provide the best information about fitness to my clients.
So your business now is called Belkys Barrios Fitness.
Yes.
There's a clue in the name what you do, and you said a little bit at the start. So it's personal training and fitness. Classes.
Yes.
But you also the bit I wanted to pick up on from earlier. I can understand going to a class and having someone jumping around and bullying me to follow them.
Yes.
And I can understand one-on-one personal training. But how does it work with the app? Is it your own app? You do it on virtually?
I have a third-party app that
Okay.
I do. So I basically, when I onboard the clients that are one-on-one, I onboard them. And then after that, I create a workout plan. The app is basically everything third-party. The videos that are used to demonstration, I record them in advance and everything, and I just put it together, and it's more easier like that. I think for me to have my app, it will take a couple of years.
Yeah, and if there's a third-party app, then
It's
why
more
not? Why
easier.
not use what's
It's more
out
easier.
there?
It's more easier.
When you started the company, what form of company is it? Is it a limited company, Toiminimi?
Light entrepreneurship company.
So at the moment you're doing it still as light entrepreneurship.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm still doing it.
Which platform do you use?
I use OPE.
Yeah.
OPE. I decided to go that route because I feel that I still light in the market. Once I got more solid and have more able to expand myself more, probably I will change to the, I don't know how you say
Toiminimi or
the Toiminimi. Actually, with OPE, I already have a Toiminimi.
Toiminimi, yeah. Yeah, that's one thing.
Yes.
We mentioned it in one of the previous episodes. That was the service I used.
Yes.
When I started picking up some sort of private work that was outside what Export was doing. And I used the Kevyt Yrittäjä services, and then I realised actually this is growing a bit. Maybe I should have Toiminimi. And I wanted to learn a little bit about how Toiminimi business works compared to osakeyhtiö. So I did the same thing, and it was a really easy service to use.
It's more easier. They take the fees and everything, but in the end, it will take the accounting part out from you. If you're very new, you don't know the language, you don't know the law, it's better to start with a third-party invoicing agency because it will take a lot. It takes a lot of responsibility on it if you do your accounting by yourself.
Yeah, I found it was very easy, and even like the VAT, they collected the VAT, they held the VAT, and I didn't have to worry about it.
They just send you the email. Okay, we already paid. Okay, great. I don't have to worry about that.
And what was nice in my first year, I didn't get above the threshold, the VAT threshold. I think it was 12,000 back then.
Around.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit higher now, but back then it was around 12,000.
Yes.
And then the next year, I got all the VAT paid to me, and I was like,
"That's the thing. That's great. I mean,
it's a nice bonus
for someone that is starting. Get the third party to go do your invoicing. It's much easier, especially OPE. They have also in English, so it's very good.
So, what is your strategy for? Well, how long has it been running now? Sort of as a in the form it's in now.
5 years now, I think. What is my strategy? Patience.
Okay.
Have a lot of patience. Seinäjoki is a market that is has a lot of potentials. There is a lot of potential here in Seinäjoki if you know how to bring value. People appreciate value and the delivery of the value, and if you're consistent with that service or product that you're providing, they will always come back somehow. They're always. Patience is required. A lot of patience, a lot of honesty, and quality. And my strategy was that even though in the beginning it was hard because I didn't speak the Finnish language, but I was starting to knock doors, ask people, the gyms. I work with 2 gyms now.
Right. Okay.
2 gyms, and now I'm going to be working with Etelä-Pohjanmaalle.
Okay. Great.
So it's about you really don't give up and continue.
How does that relationship with the gyms work? How do you work in partnership with them?
Basically, I'm a personal trainer also in Zumba. I'm an instructor as well. As a personal trainer, I use their prices, use their installations, and they take a commission from the clients that I get from their gym. They had the option also to bring my own clients, but they will have to pay the membership, and they will take a commission from there. For if it's a Zumba instruction or any fitness class that requires the big room, those ones I invoice them and I charge per hour. Yeah. But basically, that's how it works with gyms. And so far, I work at EasyFi Seinäjoki and also in Unelma-Sali. And those was the first gyms that really opened the doors for me. they don't. That time they didn't speak too much English, but they still give me the chance, and that was one of the. I'm still grateful for them. I don't think I will leave them. I will stay there.
And is Unelma-sali, is that a women's only gym?
Yes, women's only gym.
So that's on brand as well.
Yes, they're lovely. The owner is lovely. The personal, everybody's lovely there in the both gyms.
I think Kansalaisopisto is something that provides a real way in for people to for international people to offer a service that they're familiar with. And I've known of 2 or 3 people who have moved here from overseas who have given some kind of classes through Kansalaisopisto. So that's good. That's good to know. And it could also be a way of people getting to know you and then deciding to work with you later. Yes,
that's the thing. It's just about branding yourself in the long term, showing yourself, showing off, showing how your capacity is, and showing your expertise. So the strategy is to always be present, show myself, and people can know who I am as a person. And after that, we can start building a community relationship, and then after that comes the sale. So it's a very long-term process.
What aspects of because we believe that people have skills that can be transferable from their everyday life into their business. I suppose for you, your business is one of those situations where skills from your hobbies or your free time became your business. Explain that a little bit to me. How did that work for you?
Fitness was always a huge part of my life. My mom used to be a trainer and fitness instructor. I used to have an uncle that used to be a bodybuilder. Okay. So someone who was in sport. My family's always been very active, and I was growing up around that, seeing that. When it comes to fitness, I saw it as a way of mental health. It really helped me a lot with my mental health, especially when I came to Finland. Fitness, exercising just that hour in the gym helped me a lot to improve my mental health. And I decided, wow, it would be nice to offer a service for women, can specialize in women's health, because I do believe that the way how you train a man and train a woman is totally different. We are more complicated. It's the truth. Yeah. We're more complicated, so it's very different. And it would be nice to provide a service for women that really provide real science-based fitness information that is useful, that doesn't require you to restrict yourself, doesn't require you to punish, doesn't require you to cry because you are on it. It's more about building a sustainable, healthy lifestyle with habits that will really adapt to your lifestyle. And I say, why not try something like this here in Seinäjoki? And I started virtually. And the PT part, I started virtually. And it came some clients from around the world. And slowly, I translated into in-person sessions. So my hobby, basically, I love what I do. I don't get bored about it. I love teaching. I love guiding people. I love motivating people. And that passion was the one that makes me to create this new brand, let's say.
When you started, did you know there would be enough customers for you?
No.
And have you yet got enough customers?
I have enough customers. I'm still building my customer base, not at the scale that I'm looking for. I'm trying to scale up to create more like passive income, diversify my income. But I just started because first I was bored. I'd have to spend my time in something. And second, I say, why not? I mean, what I have to lose? I'm learning new skills. I have learned new skills, video edition, Photoshop. I have learned a lot of technical things that I didn't know before, website design, SEO, all those things that will help me in the end, somehow in a corporate job or in another business. I love the learning process that took me to create this thing. And I didn't, in the end, if I didn't get or got, it was fine for me.
So you're still kind of figuring out how many customers might actually be.
Yeah. Yes, I'm still I'm trying to figure out how I can scale it.
Yeah.
And that's the part that it requires a lot of brainstorming, a lot of a lot of market research to make it work. And besides that, the creation of that scalable product is a little bit challenging as well, especially if you're the only one person doing everything. If you're one person doing everything, it's super difficult. But if you have a team...
One person with a young family as well. doesn't make it any easier, does it?
No. It's just a little bit difficult. So I think now I'm just taking my time to build my brand here in Seinäjoki. I really want people to know who I am. And after that... Once that phase that I think it will take 1 year or two, I think I will move on more.
When you started, did you have a business plan that you had everything sort of just kind of sketched out in your head, or did you have a very detailed plan written down with numbers and, everything like that? How did you do it?
I didn't have a business plan at all. Okay. I just said, I will do it and I will start. I think that I started to create my business plan when I was in the third year. When I started, my income was steady. The third year, then I started to create a business plan to make that income maintain. At least that the income that is coming can really cover the expenses that the business requires to operate. So, third year business plan. Then before that, I was just trying. I was just peeking around, figure out what works, what doesn't work, what people like, what people don't like, and just figure it out the market, how it will and adapt it to my business in the third year.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. When we started Wise, we thought it was going to be a business, and then after a year or so of talking to people about this, we realised that we want to work with people who maybe don't have the money to buy services. So then we made it a membership association, and we do some project work, but mostly we do things for our members just to help bring people together that are living here. So I think that makes a lot of sense. Yes. And you get started, and then you start to really make a plan. Yes. So if you're too rigid from the beginning, maybe that
you're not flexible enough. You're not taking risks. You're not making mistakes, and you're not seeing what works or is not. I think in the first years of an entrepreneur, mistakes. You have to commit mistakes. That's something that is part from the journey, because that will teach you how to improve yourself over the time. So in the beginning, it depends also on the business, I have to say. I mean, if it's like a restaurant or a boutique, I feel that needs more structure. But when it's a service-based, it's more like...
I guess it depends on what your startup costs or investment are as well.
Yes, also. There are a lot of many factors to consider over there.
When it came to starting your business, what practical issues were most challenging for you to understand? Or because you started kevyt, was it relatively easy learning curve?
No, it was not an easy learning curve. I think that the technical part of it, the high end, the web designing, the understanding of the trends, the SEO search, maintaining the website, for example, understanding the tools that are really going to be user-friendly for the customer, understanding that the journey that the customer, that when they are working with me, that her journey goes very smooth without any bumps. I think the technical part was super hard. Okay. I have to stay like 3 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning, just figure it out how this thing works. I hate it so much, but at the same time, I'm learning something new. And that was the most difficult part for me. I think the teaching and the learning, the fitness part was more easier. The technical part was.
Did you get any support to start the company? And by that, I mean financial support or advice or someone to lean on for, that moral support. It could be anything, really.
My husband, of course. Okay. My baby. He was my support since the beginning. He was the one that basically have to handle me during that time, trying to figure it out, do many things. And he was a great, and it's still a support. Actually, he's one of my, I have to say, consultants. Yeah. Before I make any business decision or something that is related with a lot of with money, basically, I always ask him because he's the more logical person. Mm-hmm. Like he can break apart everything, and really that helped me to my perspective and make the decisions in the end for the business. But my husband, have to say, he's been my solid rock. Still is, and still will be. Let's see.
What kind? We talked about a business plan. What about a marketing plan?
Ooh.
Did you make a marketing plan before your company was founded, or is that something that you've also started to develop as you went along?
I'm still developing by that time, because marketing, I think many people think that marketing is more about how it will look, the colors, the fonts, but it's more than that. And I feel now I'm starting to understand more what my audience are looking for and creating that content for them. The marketing part was a lot of ups and downs. It's still up and down. In the beginning, it was just like throwing things around and see what sticks. Now it has more structure, more the brand, the voice that I'm trying to transmit, the information that I'm trying to share. It's more, now I have a content calendar. Now I have everything that I need to know to make consistent my marketing. And it's not only in social media, it's also like newsletters, and also it's like the videos that you put on YouTube. It's a lot that you put on it. It was difficult in the beginning. I really didn't pay too much attention to it. But after a while, I discovered that through marketing, you can really put yourself more out there.
So how do you plan it now? Do you have a spreadsheet where you have actions you're going to do each week, a month, and quarter through the year, or how do you make it?
I use Trello.
Okay.
I use Trello. I used to use Asana, but Trello's more like convenience for me. I use Trello, and in there I track everything that I do through my marketing. The operation part, I have like a weekly schedule where I dedicate myself with each side of the business. When you're a solo entrepreneur, you will do everything. Admin, clients, everything at once. So it's very good that everybody start like creating a schedule for a day that you dedicate for one activity for your business. So I have one day only for marketing, and that's the day that I batch content and do everything at one day. I have one day that I do my admin things, and I do everything one day. Accounting is one of those ones. And I have one day that I answer clients. So it's a lot of organization. Comparing how I was before, now it's more organized. Everything has a structure now.
You said before we started recording, your husband's an engineer and everything goes on to spreadsheets.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you were starting the company, did you have a financial plan on a spreadsheet?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. I didn't have nothing. I just say, I will do this, and I did it.
How did your poor husband cope with you planning a business and not having a spreadsheet?
You know, sometimes he just needs to like...
There you go, husbands. There's a lesson for
Don't
you.
say nothing, just see. Just make sure that she doesn't burn herself out. That's all. He was quite. Now that I'm very like far away. Now it's quite funny how he's like reacting about it.
Yeah.
He said before, honey, I really didn't want to say too much about your dude, but now it's like okay. Now it's more relaxed. Just support, but don't say nothing.
And so you said before that he's your support. Is he the most important partner in your business? And I don't mean like official partner, but kind of in your activities. Anyone else that's sort of been helpful over the years?
I will have to say they're the gyms that I work at, Unelma, Sally, and EasyFit. They gave me the opportunity in the beginning, and I consider it like a partner, a silent partner, we have to say. Even though we have a business relationship, they gave me the chance in the beginning to start. Everybody used to say, before me working in the gyms, some people that I used to comment about what I want to do here in Seinäjoki, they used to say, it's not a good idea, you don't know the language, will be difficult. But once they gave me the chance, I discovered that, damn, it's possible. It's possible.
That's interesting. So you're marketing online, you're giving classes in the gym. Where do you find your customers? Are they the two places you pick up customers, or do you find customers in other places as well?
One is like how you call it? Sometimes I have to go and find the customers. I'm trying to diversify my services to offer services to companies as well.
Okay.
So sometimes I go and offer my services to companies. Now I've been offering my service to Kansalaiset Pistos in the areas, and other gyms. I also go and offer my services. I don't know how you call it, cold.
Well, it is kind of cold calling, isn't
Right.
it? Yeah. Do you go to the gyms in person and just sort of literally knock on the door?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I used to do that. I used to go there and wait until they have the time. Now, I used to do emails. I used to send. I think I evolved. First, I go to there, but they didn't want to speak English. So I discovered, okay, what will be next? I used to send emails in English. They didn't reply. Then I changed to emails. IG is ChatGPT. It's a game changer. I use ChatGPT to translate my emails to Finnish, and making sure going through my husband so he can read a little bit. Everything is cohesive, and I send emails in Finnish. Then if that doesn't work, I'm very persistent. I put an envelope in the mailbox, and I put my services there and what I do, and put the envelope in the postie, and they receive it. And sometimes I receive a reply, sometimes I don't receive a reply. So I
think this strategy of doing different things so that they see your name in different places, whether it's their inbox or their post box, literally.
Instagram also. So it's like
that as well. Yeah,
they need to see you're very persistent and you want them to see you. So that's the way.
And what about this industry or this business of being a personal trainer? Is there a community of people doing similar work in this area? And is it supportive or is it very competitive?
I will have to say, by my experience, I don't think it's competitive. Based on the gyms that I'm working with, the instructors, the trainers, everybody support each other. The support is very strong.
And are they sort of self-employed like you are as well?
Yes, they're the same. So, for example, if I cannot handle something, I just call them, and they will, if they have time, they will do it. Or if they need help, they will ask me. It's very, very, at least in my experience, it's very close.
Yeah.
Very supportive. I haven't experienced outside from the gyms that I'm working with, but so far the impression that gives me is very supportive.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know, because I think if everybody's supporting everyone else, there's the opportunity to collaborate for you to bring customers to them and vice versa.
And also understanding them. But they've been with this career longer than me, and sometimes I need advice on how clients basically, or customers, they really are understanding much better. So when it comes to advice, they're very open to share. So there's a very close community.
Good, nice to hear. So what are your plans for growing Belkys Barrios Fitness?
At the moment, I want to create, first I want to offer more in-person sessions. I'm working with EasyFit, Seinäjoki to create more group programs. I want to make the programs more affordable for people. So I'm working with them. And I also want to create like a passive income, like creating more like access, more generic workouts to generics in the way that they can just go and pay once and they can try it for the target audience from my target demographic audience, and probably that will help me to scale more in the future. I'm working on that project as well, and trying to also add some corporate, some companies, well-being packages on it as well, like diversify it a little bit more.
And further ahead than the growth of the company, what about your future plans or dreams? Maybe this can be 10 or 15 or 20 years in the future, but...
I want to have my own fitness center.
Nice.
Yes. I want to have my own fitness center for... People need to understand my audience are women, but I want to have fitness centers that accommodate moms with their kids. Yeah. For women that they can feel strong and confident and no judgment at all.
So did that idea come to you in the last year or so by any chance?
No, can be. Probably I dream it. Can be. I think that Actually, I think that's a new idea that I've really been thinking about it. I really would like to have a fitness center where I have a daughter now. I think that's the reason why. I have a baby now. I forgot that I have a baby.
Yeah. I mean, it came to my mind as soon as yours.
Oh my God, what a mother. I have a daughter, and I realized that the market, Seinäjoki, is huge. The woman's giving birth is higher than, I think, Finland.
Lots of Finnish mums move back home to start their own family.
Yes.
So the town is growing.
It's growing. It's growing, and especially in childbirth. So I noticed that not too much gyms offer that space for women and their child. So I really would like to have a center that offers that for women and their childs, and really push women's fitness to another level. I really want to create a very nice, safe space for moms and busy women that are trying to really get fit and get healthier, or just enjoy the good time in the gym.
Yeah, I think there's two different ways that you could maybe do that. One would be having sort of childcare facilities at the gym.
At the gym.
And the other one would be kind of classes where mother and baby together.
Yes.
I'm thinking of like mother or parent and baby cinema.
Something
sessions,
like that.
And
something sort of. Like that. Like we can involve the kids also so they can start also within the habit of
weightlifting with the baby.
My daughter is doing that now, so I'm quite excited about it. See her with the dumbbells there at home.
So if people want to find out what you're up to at the moment, where's the best place for them to go to see what you're doing?
Instagram, I am Belkys Barrios piste fitness. You can find me there. You can send me a DM, and I will be happy to onboarding you there. You can also contact me through WhatsApp there. In Facebook, I also am on belkysbarrios.fitness. I have my WhatsApp in Facebook. You can also contact me there, and from there you can chat with me straight away. There is not too much fluff when you're communicating with me. Everything is
perfect, and they're all linked. They're all linked together, so there's plenty of places to find you.
Yes.
I think that just about wraps it up for another episode. Thank you to Belkys for joining us today. That was fun. Startup at the Finnish was presented by me, Mark Wiltshire, and was produced by Suomen Yrittäjäopisto with support from the European Union Maaseuturahasto. The next episode will be along in a couple of weeks, so until then, thank you for listening and watching, and goodbye. Kiitos.
Kiitos.